I just checked my student loans because I needed to get the information to someone, and what the fuck? I started with 80,000. I have been paying for 10 years. Last year, I paid 6,000 lump sum because that's really the only way to get it low. That took it down to 76,000 after I'd been paying for 9 years. The grand total is I have paid $120,000 and I still owe 76. How the fuck is this possible?
Get into how the F this is possible. Let me just show you a couple of my prized possessions. I framed my student loan payoff letters, which shows basically paid off student loans, which would have amounted now to about what, $30,000 or $40,000. And I also framed my credit score right here. Now, sadly enough, I have 3 degrees. I haven't framed any of those or put those out on display. Why? Because personally, I actually feel prouder of the fact that I was able to beat the student loan system, and I was simultaneously able to beat the FICO scoring system from Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. It's very troubling to me that there are a lot of kids who are about to be graduated and go to college, and yet they've missed basically an entire year of school. And these kids are going to be prompted to take out loans. Now, mind you, I actually have family members, and they paid up the fall semester thinking that they were going to be away to college on some overpriced dorm and living room and board somewhere upstate or somewhere down south, only to find out that the colleges said, okay, you're going to pay us for fall, but you're not going to start on-campus learning until spring. So some of my family members were very upset about that, but the problem is there's nothing they can do. They have no choice but to pay. The colleges are going to do what's in their best interest. These professors, the teachers, they're going to do what's in their best interest, and that's to make sure the money keeps flowing. And considering the government is insuring these bad loans, and considering these banks are desperate to hand out loans in order to get you stuck paying that 7% interest like this poor girl here, basically, one way or another, they're going to get you on a loan on something. Government tried to put me in a 6.85% interest rate on my student loans, and I actually got a second job and started YouTubing just to pay it off quicker. So what you really need to do is you need to get yourself a loan calculator. In my finance apps on Apple, there's a number of loan calculators, but my personal favorite was called Loan You Later. I've been using it to refinance clients, to help people understand debt a little bit better. And it really helped me out a lot. So that's why I donate to the people who actually made it. Basically, let's say she has a $80,000 loan. You need to know 3 parts of your loan in order to calculate your loan. You need to know how many months it's going to take you, or the interest rate, or the monthly payments. So let's say we don't know the number of months, but let's say we know 3 out of 4. Let's say we know that she has a 7% interest rate. And let's say that every month she's paying $500. Now that's kind of high because most people aren't going to be able to do that. But let's say she was doing that. How many months is it going to take her to pay off? It is going to take her 466 months. That is longer for this $80,000 than it would be if you had a fixed year 30-year, which is only 360 months, on a house. So it's going to take her 466 months. The total interest she'll have paid is $152,000, which means the total that she will have paid for her $80,000 is $232,795. Now, this loan calculator can show you what you're going to be paying over time, and you can also use recalculations. Like, let's say if she was to increase her payments to $1,000 a month, the recalculation shows when you touch number of months that she's only going to be paying 108 months. So if she increased her monthly payments by double, she'd be able to cut that time considerably from 466 to 108. And then on top of that, the total interest she'll have paid is $28,000, which means that over her entire loan, the total amount paid is $108,000. I love this loan calculator. It is so simple. Let me show you this. If the loan amount for your house is $300,000, like the second house that I purchased, and the number of months, because it's a 30-year fix, is 360 months, and the interest rate that I got is only, let's say, 4%. Let's just say that by argument. The monthly payments were $1,432 for a house. Now, this $300,000, if you're a dentist and you graduated from dentist school, most likely that's what you're looking at. You're looking at $300,000 on your head for your dental degree, and it's going to cost you $1,432 a month just to pay it down in 30 years. Now, granted, dentists are going to make more money than that. So let's say whether this is a house mortgage or a dental degree, let's say I was paying $2,000 a month. I can reduce the number of months to 15. And, oh, I'm sorry, that's monthly payments, 20,000, my fault. You're not going to be able to do that. Monthly payments are $2,000. I can have a number of months, 208 months it's going to take me. And the total interest I'll have paid is $116,000. Bottom line is, I'm just doing this off the cuff. You should download. You should get this mortgage calculator. You should download this into your iPad or your iPhone. You should always have this. I've had this loan calculator since I had iPhone, I think it was like 3G, and I've been using it forever. I love it. And that's the reason why I was able to visualize my debt. I was able to consolidate it. I was able to visualize how much I was paying. I was able to visualize what I needed to pay in order to chop my debts down. And let me tell you this, on a $300,000 house, 360 months at a let's say 4.7, monthly payments $1,500, right? Now, there's an amortization button in the top center, and the amortization button shows you exactly how your payments will impact this loan over those 360 months. So in the very last month, you're paying off all of the principal and you've paid off all the interest. But the problem is, for the very first, let's say 30, 40 months, most of your money is going directly to interest. So again, to answer her question, how the F am I still owing this kind of money? Just based on what I've shown you in just the last 3 minutes, you can understand that if the majority of your payments are going to the interest rather than the principal, you'll end up spending maybe 4 or 5 times as much what you borrowed. I mean, she borrowed $80,000, and as I showed you on the calculator, you could end up paying $200,000 back for the $80,000. That doesn't make sense. But what you need to understand is how to use a loan calculator and how to use the amortization table. All of the calculations are done for you thanks to the beauty of technology. But I really recommend that you download Loan You Later. And please, I don't ask people to subscribe to me like Stephen Graham. Smash that like button. I don't ask people to really do that. If you enjoy this video, subscribe. Second of all, the thing that I want to ask, I don't ask people for money, but if you download Loan Calculator for your iPad or your iPhone, I just ask that you help out the developers who developed it and give them maybe $1 or $2 or some kind of small donation. Because in the long run, this is a great way to help you to financial success, to help you get out of debt. It'll do more for you than watching Dave Ramsey debt shame people. It'll do more for you than sitting back, not doing anything, and not understanding why it is that a 7% interest rate on your $80,000 loan has cost you $230,000 by the end.